Joining us now live on the ground, we have Fox News correspondent Christina Coleman, who's been there all day. Christina.
Hi, Alicia. Yeah, we're here in downtown L.A. near the Federal Building where over 1,000 rioters protested on Friday, according to DHS. And take a look at that. Just right there past over the intersection, you can see some of the flames and smokes. That is because at least 2 Waymo vehicles have been set on fire here during these anti-ICE protests. There's a number of Waymo vehicles around in this area. They've been tagged. There's all kinds of vulgar slogans and slurs written all over them, saying very awful things about ICE. And, you know, as we've been reporting, ICE has just been carrying out their operations. They executed immigration raids on Friday, and people did not take well to that. People who do not support the mass deportation efforts by the Trump administration. You had at least 1,000 protesters out there that night, and you had more protests Saturday, and here we are again today. This is the 3rd day of rioting. Now, right now, you can see you got a lot of protesters. They're sitting here. They're blocking this intersection. They're shouting, "No more ICE, no more ICE." It's calm right now, but it has not always been that way. I mean, take a look at this other angle. You could see this line here. You have police that are here blocking off this road. I could tell you earlier, just several hours ago, things are really popping off here on the street just past where those officers are standing. You had some protesters who apparently had hurled some bottles, a couple of bottles at law enforcement, and so things got bad. I mean, people were chanting, they were shouting, they were yelling, they were tossing objects at them, and obviously law enforcement is not going to stand for that. They dispersed tear gas. There were some rubber bullets and flashbangs, things to just kind of disperse the crowd and keep them safe, or keep people around here safe. But again, you know, things slow down and then they pick back up again. This is a very, very fluid situation. And so you can see that right here, a very heavy police presence all over downtown LA. I'm going to get out of the way a little bit so my photographer can get more video there. You can see some of that smoke there from those Waymo cars that are on fire. Now, also in southeast LA County yesterday, there were protesters, rioters actually, who were throwing boulders and rocks at law enforcement officers. And you can only imagine how dangerous that could be. I mean, that could cause, you know, a crash, or just incredibly, incredibly dangerous. And again, it was another very intense night, and officers having, you know, to deploy, or law enforcement deploying tear gas and flashbangs to try and protect themselves and the property in this area. The White House press secretary released a statement on all of this, saying California's feckless Democrat leaders have completely abdicated their responsibility to protect their citizens. That is why President Trump has signed a presidential memorandum deploying 2,000 National Guardsmen to address the lawlessness that has been allowed to fester. And, you know, at least 300 National Guardsmen are here in the LA County area to try and keep the community safe. So that is the situation here on the ground. Things are peaceful for now. Has not always been that way. Just a couple hours ago, things got violent with people hurling things at law enforcement. But things are calm for now. Alicia?
And Christina, just to one thing that you can't see, we have some close-up live pictures of those vehicles on fire. It is a striking scene from the vantage point that we are getting, also separate from the area where you and our Fox News photographer Andy Royer are standing. But just to kind of do a little bit of a reset here for folks, let's talk about the why exactly this started. We talk about those ICE raids that happened on Friday, and we can put up those pictures of some of the people who they were in there. These ICE agents were in there to arrest. The list of charges against them, the list of crimes that these people are associated with is long and quite frightening. Christina, can you bring us up to date on that?
Yeah, so those So the way that DHS described some of those people, there were at least 11 arrests made, 11 people that they were describing, and they described them as some of the worst criminal illegal aliens. They're from all over the world. You had some from Peru, some from Ecuador, or one from Peru, one from Ecuador, one from Mexico, just various countries, and they had extensive criminal histories. And we're talking about very violent crimes. One was convicted of second-degree murder. There was another person, sexual battery, and another person, child abuse. I mean, these are serious offenses. And again, law enforcement very clear here, saying that they're going to do their best to try and get those people off the streets. You're hearing some of the flashbangs here. We're going to go ahead and move around just a little bit. Andy, can you zoom in past there so they can see even more of the protesters where it just surrounds that whole interstate? And just a couple hours ago also, you had protesters take to the streets. They were on the 101 southbound, just walking down the roads. I mean, it is just, it's just appalling when you think about some of the violence that has occurred on the law enforcement, the disruption of this community, the graffiti, the tagging. I mean, it just completely unnecessary. But yeah, at least as you said, Friday when there were those immigration raids going on, things really fired up out here, and you had a lot of people protesting. ICE Acting Director Todd Lyons called the situation appalling in terms of the chaos. What are you saying, Andy? Andy is a better vantage point for me, saying it might appear to be a building on fire near the Waymo cars. We're hearing sirens coming in that direction. I'm not sure, Alicia, if you have a better vantage point or cameras, if you guys are able to see that from another camera shot. But from here, I can see flames. I can see more smoke, and I hear a lot of people cheering. So that's what we're seeing right now.
And Christina, and I don't know if Andy, our photographer, can tell you, or if you can tell, when you're talking about a building that is possibly on fire, are these all businesses in this area where you are? Are there homes in this area, or is this just where you see just a lot of commerce?
A lot of commerce. We're right here near the federal building. You got the detention center, the courthouse. I'm not seeing a lot of houses right here in this intersection at Alameda and Commercial Street, and here near this federal building. Just a lot of businesses. You got a huge public parking site, but again, a lot of this area has been closed off since earlier today, because the word got out that there were going to be protests here. And these people, they're not only calling for ICE to stop their immigration efforts, they're also calling for the National Guard to leave. They want them gone. And the National Guard, they have their tactical vehicles, their military vehicles out in front of the federal building to protect that property. They create a line. They're all together trying to do whatever they can. Again, President Donald Trump said he's deploying 2,000 National Guardsmen to the LA area, and at least 300 of them are here on the ground in various parts of the greater LA area right now. So just an ongoing effort to try and keep things as safe as possible. You can see it's clearly a challenging effort, Alicia.
Okay, Christine, and before I let you go, just one more question. Do you know if the city has established a curfew for this evening?
I am unaware of one right now, but I wouldn't be shocked if a curfew is issued, considering how much has taken place. But we will definitely continue to monitor that and report it if a curfew does occur. There's helicopters and whatnot flying all around us. So I was looking up there. But yeah, I mean, again, just very fluid situation. It wouldn't shock me if a curfew was issued.
Got it. Okay, makes sense. Christina Coleman, thank you so much. And thanks to Andy Roy, your photographer. Appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.